case maybe you might want to see it again, you can always visit tomorrow. Take back. Sorry. So I'm going to skip right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what our children will be doing. 1, entrepreneurship. Arts and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, I think you know that it deals with a little bit of business, okay? Yeah. And getting to know the knowledge about money and financial matters. So categories of arts. Sasa hapo ndio ulikuwa unasema visual arts, performing arts and what they are. Utakuwa unafundisha mambo kama haya about creative arts, career pathways related to arts, film making and things like that. People will know that indeed making content that like Awinja and Mwala, it has got a lot of importance in life, not just about writing or painting. It's something more than that. Categories of visual arts, we have already seen them. That's what you brought, the first one. You will teach also about making pictures, and it is very important to note this. 1 point perspective drawing. This is tunaanza kufanya drawing and design. Painting. Kuna wakati tulikuwa tunafundishwa class 8 that you draw something from a corner and you draw your school, okay? How it looks like. Things like that. They will come back in the curriculum for the purposes of the junior secondary. You will teach children about multimedia arts. So things like, for example, traditional 2D animation. Okay? Traditional 2D animation. Nani anatoka Western? Maneno nataka kutaja. Please. Wewe una kitu kinaitwa huko Western Anzika. Unajua Anzika? Okay. You know things called marionettes.
Yes.
Okay. Now marionettes are things that are specifically made by children for the purposes of animation. So puppet making using gloves, marionettes, aerial marionettes, and the ones you use to manipulate with your legs, all those things are traditional forms of art appreciation on animations. So apart from those ones, we have got also the digital ones. So stencil printing, photography, community service learning, and photography project. Hayo ndio mambo ambayo unajiandaa wakati utakuwa unafanya na watoto katika mambo ya creative arts. So jiandae kukuwa na a lot of photo shooting, kutundika karatasi hapa, kufanya photo montage, kufanya stenciling, all those things and photography. So you'll be teaching children something close to that. Another one about creative arts. Prepare to make your hands dirty if you'll be awarded that particular learning area. So you'll be doing a lot of pottery, sculpting, making ornaments, weaving on a frame loom. Okay? Teacher, hiyo si mmefanya juzi, frame loom. Mwalimu wa art, that one I think iko tayari. Okay? But pottery is not there. Okay? Hamjafanya grade 6, grade 4 na 5, but 7 is there. Sculpting bado, but it is here, it has been introduced. Ornaments, yes, it is there. It has now been enhanced. Weaving on a frame, yes, it has been introduced, but it's being advanced. So these are some of the things about indigenous crafts that you will be now dealing with children in terms of creative arts at grade 7. So prepare on how you will get, soil or clay, or if you will use plasticine, you should start knowing right now. So Next, we have got also an area that we cannot forget.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
You said your slogan is except this creative arts.
Again?
Creative art is missing.
It's missing, really?
Yeah.
I'll check and then maybe I'll resend that. I'll check. It should not miss, it should be there. Performing arts kwa stage. So mwalimu ambaye atachukua nafasi hii atakuwa anafundisha watoto. Performing arts ni nyimbo, mashairi, mitindo ya kuigiza au mienendo ya dialogue au mienendo ya dialogue. Mwalimu ni nini kwa? Sawa sawa. So, introduction to performing arts. What are we introducing ourselves? This is pure music. Our teacher would have been here, would have told us like that. Rhythm, pitch, narrative, verses, skits. Okay, skits, it means now you're starting to introduce children to play making and acting. So, rhythm, melody, narrative, verses, all those are performing arts. So, with children will be creating some music. Now, for them to start creating music, they are going to create rhythm, create melody, create verses, and also start now to act the skit that they were trying to be introduced to. Okay? Now they want to perform. Now, down here, the same things. Now they are performing folk songs, ideophones, membranophones, Western solo instruments. I don't know why they say Western solo za wazungu, okay? Lakini sio Western Kamega. Western solo instruments zile za wazungu, okay? Sawa sawa. I don't know why they wanted us to do that. So Kenya folk dances, narratives, verses, and skits. These are some of the things that you are supposed to start embracing yourself in them. And it's very nice that maybe the school has provided some internet here. So a teacher will be a researcher, pure researcher every day before you go to class. So you'll be finding yourself, before you go to teach Western solo instruments, really, do you know even one of them? You need to go into the internet, you need to go into the textbook. The textbook tells you the instrument, but does not show you exactly how it is played. But the internet now gives you more than the textbook. Okay? So you will now relate that to the children. So, children are singing Kenyan folk music and appreciating it. They are singing Kenyan folk dances and doing that, they are appreciating it. They are appreciating narratives and saying verses of what they, about their community and their country. So they are appreciating their culture through creative arts. Mwalimu wa creative arts atakuwa anafanya kazi hiyo na watoto wake. Down there, almost complete. Children are now linking creative arts and the importance of creative arts into their lives. So mwalimu wa creative arts atakuwa na kibarua cha kuweka yale mambo ambayo anafundisha darasani yako na uzito gani katika maisha ya watoto na jamii. So a place of performing arts in the society. You're supposed to teach that to our children, prepare. Then down there, almost complete. About now physical health education, PE. Prepare to teach our children chest passes, netball. Prepare to teach our children about dodging and marking in netball. Okay? Dodging. Footwork in netball. About netball, handball, and even hockey is there, but hockey is optional. Okay? Hockey in grade 7 is optional. It's like swimming. Swimming is in grade 7, but it's optional. Even today, did you know that swimming is optional in the curriculum today? Swimming is not compulsory. Okay? So, it's also in grade 7. Now, when you get to grade 7, it is still the same. Excuse me. Okay? Yes. is an equivalent of Form 1, okay? An equivalent of Form 1. Okay. That's how? Yeah, that's what it means. This one is an equivalent of Form 2, okay? An equivalent of Form 1, an equivalent of Form 1 and 2. The content that you are going to teach here is the equivalent of what will be taught in Form 1 and Form 2, okay?
In 844. In 844.
Yeah, that's how you will call it, okay? In 844, but it is CBC, okay? That is an equivalent of a Form 1 content, okay? Same to down there, hata hapo chini ziko pia Form 1, Form 2. Long jump, and whatever that you are going to teach here is an equivalent of a Form 1 and Form 2 content that you would have taught. Javelin, same. Sprint races, same, Form 1, Form 2, and Form 3, okay? Running in sprints, same. Finishing techniques in sprint. Walimu ambao wanafundisha physical health education, I'm pretty sure kwamba wamegusia mambo haya grade 5 na 6. Sorry, baton exchange. Hata saizi grade 5 wanajifundisha. So that is some of the things that you will be teaching the children under creative arts. So, my director was telling them that this might be some of their school departments. Department like creative arts. So creative arts encompasses, you know, performing arts, visual arts, and physical health. Physical and sports, something like that. So before we go out of there, there's down here. Prepare also to teach the children about physical fitness, post exercises that are done before and after you do an activity. Pre-exercises and post-exercises. What are they? What is the importance of those things that you do before you do an activity, after an activity? How do you assess them? Last but not least, what is the importance of sports in the society? Down there. Career opportunities in sports. Pia utajipata mwalimu wa games, unafundisha watoto hawa games and sports related. Sasa hapa teacher unaona tunasema it's non-existent. Haiko. Kwa hivyo, okay? Haiko. So, use of talent to generate income, pia haiko. But iko kwa CBC, okay? That's why hapo unaona kuna Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are some of the things that you should get prepared to teach our children if you will be handling PhD in that class as from next year. Next week. Last but not least, these things here now in a nutshell. Hockey. Hockey is there in secondary school, it's being taught. But Kabaddi is not there, okay? So it tells you what the new curriculum is going to add. And then you're going to teach children about swimming. Yes, swimming is there. So you are supposed also to teach children about water orientation. If the children did swimming in grade 6, then they should continue swimming, okay? But should not be introduced, you know, at that time, so that now you want to start teaching them swimming, okay? Pedagogy. So mwalimu ambaye alizungumza kuhusu pedagogy. Delivery is purely by practical work. Demonstrations. Observations of virtual or actual samples will be vital to be able to guide the learner on the expected outcomes. Practical work. Demonstrations. Observations of virtual. Virtual, eh? Virtual means it's not there, it's not physical, but you could be observing somebody do it from far. But then, if you know how to do it, you are demonstrating well, then instead of virtual, then it will be actual samples, okay? Something like that. So those are some of the now modes of delivery that are being stressed. Now, not really singing, okay? Yeah. So, sasa teacher, tumeanza kuzitaja. That is about creative arts. Mwalimu ambaye atakuwa na handle kitu kama hiyo, nadhani umeyasikia. Yes, yes.
Are they videos?
Yes, yes, they can. They can be videos, or they can be a teacher like you, okay, helping a certain class in Umoja. You are online, okay, demonstrating the same thing in music, in science, or demonstrating how to do titration, or doing some, testing a base or an acid. The teacher pale is not well equipped. So the teacher there might use your expertise virtually. So you are linked to his class from a certain corner that you are. Uko tu hapa na unasaidia ule mwalimu. Those children are learning from you. That is virtual. Okay? Apart from that, it could be a video, still virtual. Apart from that, it could be children taking a tour. Children taking a tour as they are in class. You have a smart TV. Okay? So children will take a tour in Safaricom. How Safaricom is doing its operations. Children are in class, but they are linked live in Safaricom studios. Okay? Or in Parliament. So children have been linked live in Parliament. They are watching in class. That's virtual still. Okay? Virtual tours.
Excuse me, Mr.
Yes, please.
So far you have tackled 2 areas.
Yeah.
The first one I think was the
Technical.
technical, and then the second one, creative arts.
Yes.
I don't know whether the question is fast forward or
Yes, please.
it's something that maybe I thought you could have clarified faster.
Yes.
Like creative arts, I'm seeing visual arts, performing arts, and physical education and sports. Okay, I don't see one person having all that interest in one.
Yeah.
So would it be like an option for the children, as in those who will be doing visual arts, separate performing, as in will it be an optional? Is it an optional thing? Because also pre-technical, I also saw the same thing. Then if I look at the content of one of the curriculum design you have given out, I'm seeing a total of 14 subjects with an option of 2 optional subjects.
Yeah.
And under it, I'm seeing physical education and sports, and I'm not seeing performing arts and visual arts. So I don't know, my mind is
It's jumbled up a bit.
yeah.
Now it's like this teacher. In fact, wakati David aliingia, nilimwambia kwamba teacher, this one's the department. Okay? Which department do you have? Right, just give me one.
Okay, departments.
Yeah.
We have the music.
Music. No, you have music department here.
Yes, we have music. Yes.
Apart from music department, and your music was a
It is art and craft and music.
art and music department. How many subjects are in that department? A little bit, no more than one. Is it? You have language department. How many are they there? 2. Is it? Science department. Yes. So you heard what he says. It means that a department is composed of at least 2 plus learning areas, okay? 3 plus learning areas, not just 1. So, mwalimu, here, these are individual learning areas, okay? They have been clustered together, not because it's one subject, no. It's a group of subjects that, are closely related in their form of delivery, mode of delivery, and mode of instruction. So their main learning outcomes, they are related, okay? When you do music, when you do art, and when you do sports, most of the things that are being developed in you are skills, creativity, a lot of creativity, okay? So in all these things, it is awakening a lot of creativeness in you. Sports, music, art, drawing, and whatever they are. So they have been clumped together, not because it is one subject to be taught by one teacher, but because they have a lot of common things that they share, okay? So we are expecting that there will be more than 2 teachers or even 3 teaching these creative arts, not 1. Okay? Sawa. Next. So we are going to quickly look at assessment, but I want just to mention this lastly here, that learners will carry out performance projects on the strands covered. They will be expected to identify PCIs, pertinent and contemporary issues in the community through researching. And thereafter, they do a simple project to solve the problem that they have identified. Okay? That is now, hiyo ndio kitu ambayo imekuwa so much emphasized in grade 7. A lot of project activity, a lot of research activity, children doing some problem solving. A lot of them. Children indulging themselves into a lot of activities. Okay? Things like that. So another question, if it is there, please let it come. Visual arts. Visual arts in junior secondary school will be taught purely by practical work, demonstration, virtual and actual samples. Visual arts, demonstration, practical work, virtual work and actual samples. So all strands have a brief project everywhere. Baada ya strand kuna project, baada ya strand kuna project ya kufanya. So unaona hapa kwa mfano wanasema kwamba a learner has a tangible artwork to present. Tangible. Tangible artwork. Sio ile ya kufikiri kama ameandika kama composition. You know, a loom is made out of this. It can be this color. It is long here. It is tied on this number of strings in rectangle or triangle, and it is beautiful. It can be put on a window. No, it is now practical. Ndio hii. It is color red. Ndio hii. Blue ndio hii imekuwa woman. Isn't it? Ndio maana ya kuwa tangible. Sawa. That is visual arts. Performing arts. It is music, dance, film, theater. So again, learners will carry out performance project on the strands covered, and they will identify a PCI in the community and do a project with them to solve the identified problem. Again, the same thing. Okay? Allow me to continue very quickly. Next, PHE. So I think this one you have already done that. I'll move to the next one. Time allocation. Teacher has gone out. You can note this one down for him. Visual and performing arts have been allocated 3 lessons per week. 3 lessons per week. It means if you don't teach 1 lesson in a week, you have 2. If it happens you miss 2 lessons in a week, you have 1. So visual and performing arts have got 3 lessons per week. This brings to a total of 90 lessons. PHE has been given 2 lessons per week. Naona sasa imepungua. Walimu wa PHE ni nani? Walimu wa PHE.
Tuko tu hapa.
Nyinyi wote.
Tuko tu hapa.
Nyinyi wote mnaruka na watoto hivi, si ndio? Sasa ni lessons 5 kwa wiki. Kila class, 5 of them right now. Grade 3, 4, 5, and 6. If they have been reduced to 2. And the reason as to why they have been reduced is because physical education and sports kumetolewa health. Now health education is a subject of its own. Imemolewa kutoka kwa physical health education. So hapa kumebakia physical education and sports. Okay? So it is no longer now 5 lessons, now it has been reduced to 2, and the other lessons have been allocated to health education. Okay. So physical health education has been given 2 lessons per week, and visual arts has been given 3 lessons per week. Apart from that, we also have got this other strand here. This one. No, it's over. So this brings to a total of 60 lessons in grade 7. That is 2 lessons for approximately 10 weeks. This is an approximation. It can change up or down. Okay? So here we are about creative arts. Bila mbana swali kuhusu creative arts, you want to move to something else? Yes, please.
Yes, sir. I'm still on summary. You said that creative art is divided into 3: visual art, performing art, and physical education and sports.
Yes.
I'm trying to go through the learning areas to be taught.
Yes.
And if you look at that timetable, we only have physical education and sports. Here comes the case where you have to teach visual art and performing art. And you have said that they can be taught in different areas.
Do you have a curriculum designed for creative arts?
No.
You don't have.
Let's get things like this.
That's what I was requesting, if you can send it.
There is one there, madam.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You know, okay, but kabla hujasema kile unasema, mimi nafurahia sana mwalimu Teacher David. Thank you for your effort, by the way. Sio watu wengi wanafanya haya mambo teacher anafanya. Walimu wanafundisha tu. But it is great. It's great to have, you know, somebody who thinks about, you know, you like that and the children. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Health education is there. Life skills is there. Yes, teacher. Have you encountered creative arts? Yes. Anybody with creative arts?
I think
Kama kuna niko nazo ni soft copies.
what my colleague there is inquiring about
Yes.
is that on our wall there is some sort of timetable that we share that probably has been approved
Yes.
by the ministry
Yes.
for the junior secondary, and there is no creative arts. What we have is physical health, physical education and sports, and there are only 2 lessons.
That was shared by the ministry.
It is there on our wall.
Okay.
I
So
think it is being shared very
it's
good.
okay.
Excuse me,
Have you finished, teacher?
Yes.
even
Yes.
the document you have sent,
Yes.
the subject to be taught.
Mm.
I'm trying to go through them, and out of creative arts,
Mm.
there is only physical education.
So we'll go through that. Okay. We'll go through that. Let us go through all of them. Then you realize where it is. That's how we'll teach music. How we'll teach performing arts. How we'll teach physical education and sports. That's how. Yes, are you?
That's from the beginning.
Yes.
Okay, from what I've read from the document last week,
Yes.
about the 7, and it was talking about visual art and performing art, which I believe is separate from physical education, as in they are two separate subjects.
Yes.
And from that document, it was written that visual art and performing art should be optional. So that's why I was inquiring about, because they have given out only 2 slots for optional subject.
Yes.
And from the list, visual arts is missing, home science is also.
Which list is missing?
Better?
Where is the list? Which list is missing?
From the list,
Which list?
from there's a list here.
Okay, yes.
Yes. So from this list, home science is missing, visual and performing arts are also missing. But from the document that I read, is that in junior secondary there are some optional subjects. So today I wanted a clarification. When they say optional, is it that the learners will be the learners picking some they pick on the areas that
Actually, optional, okay, we'll talk about that. Baada ya kumaliza vitu, haya maswali yote tutakuwa yamejibiwa. But optional actually means that you are supposed to take a maximum of 2 and minimum of 1.
So a maximum of 2 and minimum of 1.
Yes. So you can take 1 or 2 optional subjects. Okay? Yeah. So those areas that you asked, actually I have touched them in this presentation, okay? When we run them through, you will find out exactly where they are, okay? Like for example, home science. Yes, it's there. It cannot miss. It's there.
No, it is there. Even the curriculum design is there.
Yes.
But from the I can see the number of lessons per week should be 45.
It is missing.
Yeah, should be 45. And the slots for missing subjects are 2.
Okay.
But you have mentioned many.
Okay.
Yes.
So, any other concern before we continue on the next? Now that curriculum designs have come, allow me to go to humanities. So you can also have got humanities department. So you can see, hakuna subject inaitwa humanities, okay? But we are clumping it together just to go through for the purposes of, same similarities or characteristics that those subjects share. Okay? So we are going to talk about them. The broader outcomes of the subjects within this particular area, they are almost similar. That's why they have been put together as humanities. Now, let us start that one. Okay. Humanities subjects at junior secondary school. 1. Social studies, business studies, CRE, IRE, HRE, and life skills. Humanities is social studies, business studies, CRE, IRE, HRE, and life skills. So hiyo yote ni humanities. Walimu ambao wanashughulika na subject hizi ama ambao watakuwa wanashughulika na subject hizi, wao katika category inaitwa humanities, okay? Yeah. So some around 6 subjects they make up that particular category. Now, let us go down there and find out how they have been allocated lessons per week. Now, for example, social studies has been given 3 lessons of 40 minutes each. 40 minutes each per week. Same to business studies, 3 lessons of 40 minutes each. Same to CRE, IRE, and HRE. Life skill has been given 1 lesson of 40 minutes per week. So, business studies, social studies, CRE, HRE, IRE, 3 lessons per week of 40 minutes each. Life skill, 1 lesson per week of 40 minutes. Sorry. We have delved into these ones one time when I was here. So I will not really go into these particular assessment methods, but they are not so much different. They also come in humanities. Remember, humanities mostly, why they are coming so much again like the ones that we are used to, is because humanities is not so much like practical activities, okay? So utapata humanities is a little bit inquiry based, a little bit a lot of theoretical work, ni kuzungumza zaidi, maswali zaidi, oral question, or written answers, something like that. But a lot of practicalness, a lot of visits here and there, does not come in the humanities. It's like almost like language department. So all these things that we once talked about, they feature a lot in the humanities department. So I don't know if maybe you are new to this. Mtu ambaye hajaisikia mambo haya. Observation schedules. If I'm given a task, or I want to show children something, then there is an activity that I have given them. I can make a follow-up. These are assessment methods. There is an activity that I can make a follow-up using children as partners. A child observes a certain child doing an activity or doing a presentation. Then, as they do, I am making or recording my observations using a certain, a sheet of paper. So either checking or just recording, I am making observations of what the child is doing or not doing. So I, as the teacher, can make the observation, or the child can make an observation of another child. Written test, najua mnajua, learner profiles. Wakati wewe unataka kutafuta ile kitu ambayo inaitwa clearance ya polisi, inaitwaje?
Good conduct.
Yes. Clearance ya kule unaenda DCI.
Good conduct.
Good conduct, correct. So when you want to get good conduct, you go to the police and request them, please, I want to do this and this. I would like to have my good conduct, within two weeks. I want to travel. So the police, they have a profile of you. From your name, your biodata, your background, your professional life, your criminal life and non-criminal life. So everything about you, entirely everything about you, whether you are tax compliant or not, is there. So a profile, an academic profile, is a record. Everything about this child that is relevant in teaching and learning of the child, a documentation, okay? So we develop profiles from all these things. All these things we make a learner's profile. So you use rating scales, oral and oral questionings. Oral questionings are the ones that we use every day. Oral questionings are an oral questions that has been recorded. Hello, my name is this and this and this, and then it's being replayed. Okay? So when you replay an audio file, it is an oral. You could use that also to assess anecdotal records, short notes that can be used as assessment modes by a teacher. Journals, projects, rubrics, portfolio, checklists, questionnaires, anything that mtu hajui hapa atende mkono aambiwe. So all these things are going to feature a lot in the humanities learning areas. Okay? Yes. Thank you. We go to the next. Now, specific things that you might find. Walimu wa social studies. Career and entrepreneurship opportunities. Utafundisha watoto wako, sijui kama matrisi nadhani wanaweza kuwa labda wameona angalau sample books. Yeah. So, utapata unafundisha watoto mambo kuhusu career and entrepreneurship, okay? Utafundisha watoto kuhusu natural and historical built environments. This one is a build up of grade 5, grade 4, and 6. Ndio teacher wiki. Okay, people and population same. So kuna kitu ambacho kimetajwa hapa, scientific knowledge about human origin, teacher wiki. Okay, early civilization, this is history. Okay, history, teacher wiki. So you are not teaching children history, but there is history in social studies. Okay? So you can see, teacher Liki, social organization and selected African communities up to 1900. It is there, that is history. So there is blended learning areas of Form 1 into grade 7 and bits of that particular grade. Okay? So human diversity and inclusion, peaceful and conflict resolution, slavery and servitude. Okay, teacher Vicky? Yes. That is history. Population distribution in Africa, and then field work. So these are some, but just a few of the learning areas. This one's economic activities, there is something that is there again. Economic organizations of selected African communities up to 1900. Okay? And then lastly, internal dynamics on transformations in Africa. This is history. Last but not least, political development in Africa up to 1900. History again. Constitution of Kenya, at least that one is history, yes, but it's manageable. At least mwalimu amekuwa akifundisha. Human rights, African diasporas. Okay. Okay? Sio ngumu sana, lakini sasa ujikaze kwa sababu sasa unajua kwamba iko hakuna kurudi. Okay? So African diasporas, children are supposed to know the concept of diaspora, the concept of dual citizenship, the benefits and merits or demerits of whatever that is said is a diaspora. Who are they? What is their benefit to Kenya? So global citizenship and global governance. These are very new concepts to children, and they will be taught in grade 7 to our children. Last but not least, about social studies. That one we shall look at it later on. So the learner will inquire, will know, will have skills and attitudes and values that are going to build on the citizenship. The learner is also required to have what is called diversity and inclusion. Okay? How? Mwalimu anastahili ku-explore themes, afundishe themes ambazo ni zinafundisha cooperation, human rights, interdependence and peaceful resolution of conflicts. For you to teach diversity and inclusiveness. Okay? You will also teach children about community service learning, financial literacy, and consumer literacy. Consumer literacy. Okay? Maybe let me say something about consumer literacy. Now, utapata kwa curriculum design, kuna pahali ambapo nitawapeleka kabla sijatoka hapo ndio. There are subjects of business studies and social studies. Children are expected to grasp why people behave in certain manner in buying and selling, why people do not need certain things in certain area. Why is it that a person would want to buy something or would not be able to buy something? How would you buy, how would your behavior be for you wanting to buy something in a certain area? Why is it that people buy certain commodity in a certain area and not a certain area? Okay? That's consumer literacy. Why is it that people do not buy pork in Lamu, but they buy pork, a lot of pork, in Nairobi? Okay? So teacher Liki pia kuna kibarua cha kufundisha watoto ile inaitwa General History of Africa. Okay? So General History of Africa ni ile ambayo tulikuwa tunazoea kuhusu populations, okay? You know, behavior patterns and distribution of how people were coming in up to 1900. That's about the general history of Africa. So that's about social studies. Allow me to move very quickly to business studies. Mwalimu wa biashara, nani anadhani anaweza kuwa handle? Ama nani anaona kwamba atajaribu? I think I should have started there. So that we don't go blind, isn't it? Yes. I should have started there so that we want to at least tuanze kujipanga. Okay? Naona niwapatie dakika mbili za kupumua. Alafu tuanze kujipanga. Okay? Tuanze kujipanga. So let us try and run through them so that we get some time. So have you thought of something? Have you thought of something? Have you thought of an area that maybe you would prefer? Hatupangwingi ama tunapangwa? Integrated science. Sawa. Teacher, have you thought of something for yourself?
Same.
Integrated science. Teacher, wewe sema tu.
Mchanganyiko kazi ya form 1 form 2 iko pale gazeti iko pale ndani. Alafu kangalia ulianza na kundi la watoto iko mbali. Hiyo tunataka kuwekea kwa akili. Mwalimu anaenda pale hata si somo langu hili la SSC pekee yake. Lazima tena tukae chini, tuendelee kusoma vitabu mbalimbali ili angalau tuwe katika hali sahihi na hili vitabu vya watoto. Wakati tunafunga ama wakati wa likizo tulikuwa hapa, tulikuwa tunahitaji vitabu sana tungevipata kwa sababu tulikuwa tumezipitia. Je, unajua kwamba inafika Jumatatu na hatujapata hata kitabu kimoja cha darasa la sasa wenyewe kupitia na kujua nini sasa tutakapokuwa tunafanya hiyo wiki na nusu.
Okay, nimeuliza mwalimu. Vitabu viko mwalimu alijifunza. What was that teacher again? Science, okay? Science is not tutaiona tu, it is next, after that. Then tumesikia pale computer science pia. Tumesikia pale science. Mwalimu mtarudi kwake alikuwa hapo nje. Social, tumesikia hapa CRE, tumesikia hapa mathematics. We've learned, I've not heard about a teacher, CRE, I've heard about language, business, then I've heard about humanities. Mwalimu has got an array of learning areas. Swahili, business, not business, Swahili, CRE, life skills, good.
Tayari kuna mwalimu lakini hajafika.
Yeah, I know. Madam, do you have something in your mind? Which one? Yes? Life skills. So, teacher, before you go out, you have something.
Wewe share.
Haya. Na mtaniruhusu nitaendelea wakati nakuwa sawa. So we'll just it's more of an an interaction sessions. We will not wish to take a lot of time again taking tea. Allow us just to continue as you take your seat your tea, and then it will be fine for us. Now what you are seeing on the screen is about business studies. I'm going to enlarge it a bit. So that is business studies. Now, business studies, we are going to introduce our children about money and money matters. Weibo, get ready. Get ready to tell our children how to make their goals, formulate goals, and how to make sure that they are achieving goals. How to identify, nurture our children's talents, and what do talents mean in their lives. Talents and abilities. We are going to learn about business activities, goods and services, economic resources. But the most unique things about business are these three in grade 7. 1, business communication. Number 2, production of goods and services. And number 3, marketing of goods and services. So haya ndio mambo ambayo utakuwa na uzito kidogo kueleza ama kufanya wanafunzi wakayaelewa. Lakini haya mengine kuna uwezekano kwamba wamewahi kuyasikia au wamewahi kutagusana nayo. They have interacted with them in their course of learning, all along. So 1, business communication, production of goods and services, and lastly, marketing of the same. We will have to teach our grade 7 next time. So as you teach that, you will be teaching our children about financial literacy, entrepreneurship, integrity, governance, accountability, talents, abilities, and sustainable use of resources. You don't need to write all that. Siri. Hiyo ni rahisi, ndio? Now, kusoma tu Biblia. Now, CRE. Kusoma tu Biblia. By the way, CRE is the hardest subject to teach. Yes. It is the most difficult subject to teach. Yeah. Now, CRE is about experiential. You teach, and children must actually relate to exactly what you are saying, how you are saying it, and how they believe in what you are saying. So you are not in the business of converting children in class, but whatever that you say, you should actually follow suit. Inakuwa ngumu sana preaching what you do not practice.
Oh, it happens here.
It's the most difficult thing you cannot manage, and that is about CRE. So when you tell children about bad use of leisure time, isn't it? And you tell them that abuse of drugs is not good for your health. Alafu break time wewe unaenda nyuma ya choo unataka kuvuta vitu hapo, sio itakuwa ngumu sana. It's very difficult, okay? Now you might think you are hiding, but you are not, okay? You are not. That is it, okay? So that's how some of those things they put you in a little bit an awkward position about religious education. But it's a good thing. Most people enjoy teaching it, which is okay. Now, about CRE, there is something that has been insisted. I'll show you. This is what has been insisted. Wacha nionyeshe huku nyuma kwanza ndio nirudi huku mbele. This is what has been insisted. The main source of learning and reference is the Bible.
The Bible.
But strictly, which Bible?
Good news.
Good news. That one was insisted, but for a reason as to why it was insisted, I might not be sure, I might not be able to tell you. But it was insisted for those ones who will be taking CRE, then please ensure that you are using the Good News Bible for our children. So apart from that, it was insisted again that the norms of the society, the cultural values and the constitution is a complement to teaching CRE. It adds to one of the tools that you carry with the Bible. So which other tool? The societal norms, the cultural values, and the constitution. It is part of whatever that you are going to carry into a CRE lesson. CRE is an easy host of specific learning outcomes, but they are saying you should ensure the expected values are well embedded, demonstrated, and accounted for throughout learning experiences in and out of the class. That is how the learning area becomes a bit tricky, okay, for us. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through very quickly through now the strands. Ziko hapa juu. Moja. Importance of studying CRE. Tumewahi fundisha watoto hiyo kweli? Yes? We don't. Do we? You see, when you go to Form 1, the first thing is why you learn biology. Okay? Why you learn chemistry. Why is business studies important? These are some of the things, this is some of the influence that Form 1 has done to grade 7. Okay? Why do you learn CRE? What important is that? You are supposed to be able to say it like that and be able to tell a child. So accounts of creation, wale ambao wanafundisha wanaeleza how creation came to be. Okay? Yeah. So African teaching on responsibility over plants and animals, functions of the Bible. It has gone to school. It has covered? Or it is power?
Hebu nini hapo? Power ipo. Iko timed.
Oh, it is time.
Ikichoka inalala.
So there is about Bible translation. You'll teach children about Bible translation. You'll teach children about African teachings, about leadership in the Bible, about people like Moses, people like Aaron, people like
Joshua.
Yes, Joshua, those leaders in the Bible. You are going to teach children about the childhood and the birth of Jesus Christ.
Stima zimeenda.
Stima imeenda pia.
I guess.
It has gone. Power has gone. So, imerudi tena. Sije kaleta balaa kwa mashini hapa. Mashini yenu. Sijaona tuna gap. So background of the birth of Jesus, I think I'm going to go very fast there because there are other learning areas we want to go through. Walimu wa Biblia, ni kitu gani ambacho ungependa kukijua kuhusiana na Bible? So PPI, walimu wa Biblia, kuna vitu ambavyo vinaitwa pastoral programs instruction, PPI, pastoral engagement and empowerment, PEE, and then guidance and counseling. Those will be your additional tools as you will be teaching CRE. PPI, PEE, guidance and counseling, career guidance, and others. There will be additional sources of information for you.
Excuse me. Yes. Is it that way you'll The way we used to have our PPI in assembly, the same way we have our PPI in a second.
How do you have a PPI?
We used to have it
For the assembly. I don't want to criticize how they do it here, okay? But you know, to do it on assembly because you believe these children, you have something for them to share. Not all of them almost at the same time. But the way that it should be done is that individual class is supposed to have its own session. Okay? Individual class is supposed to have its own session. Children are supposed to have it's a lesson. Okay? It's a lesson. So that lesson has got time that has been allocated to it. So the grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, or grade 1 blue, grade 1 white, grade 1 whatever, they're supposed to have a PPI session in class. Okay? Though schools always adopt a certain form of instruction and working in which they think manages their time and human resource well. Unaweza pata kuna mwalimu mmoja wa HRD Muislamu. Na huyu mwalimu una wanafunzi zaidi ya 600. Sasa inakuwa ngumu mwalimu mmoja kwenda kwa klasi hii, klasi ile. Sasa inabidi aweke pamoja. Ushaona? Ngaje si ati kwamba inastahili hivyo, but analazimika aweke pamoja. So that will be a reason. Otherwise, PPI is a lesson. You are supposed to go in class. It has got a book. Okay? It has a book to teach that. Okay? You're supposed to go and teach that, and then you know, unapatia watoto moral ya kuwa kesho. Na unatoka darasani, unamaliza PPI. Sindio? That's why unaambiwa it's a complement. It's an additional tool to help you teach your CRE lessons. That's all. But whatever you do, whatever the method that you use, you have got a good reason as to why you do that. It's a very good reason. So, allow me to take you to the next one as you take your cup of tea. This one you also don't need to write. That's why I requested that you be served tea. Yes, please.
So, nimepata vizuri.
Yes.
PPI is not maybe singing and preaching.
Yes. And dancing.
It is not. It's actually not. You just said it correctly. So, personal management skills. Yes, please.
In case now the administration organized to invite some visitors, for the session, is it okay?
It's okay. It's okay. That's why we say sometimes, okay, my school might be having a good reason for such a thing. Maybe now that PPI session has been turned into a guidance and counseling session. Okay? Now it's no longer a PPI session, but has been turned into a guidance and counseling session or a career guidance session. So you see like that. So for that one now, it ceases to be a PPI session and it turns into something else. But for the point of information, maybe if you could just get that, okay, from today. The point is, it's a lesson. You're supposed to go to class, make a lesson plan for it. Okay? You go to a lesson, teach it, and then come out of it when the children are actually, you have instructed. So that is it. Yes, just
only one more.
Yes, yes.
Is it that PPI all teachers can teach it or only CRE teachers? Because maybe for example, I have 3 or 4 classes. It's a lesson. Apart from maybe the management can organize.
Yes.
For us to sing, simply down and dance a lot.
Correct.
So is it that any teacher, only class teacher, can have PPI in class? Or specifically CRE teacher?
It is actually any teacher, any. But a CRE teacher will be an added advantage. If you are a CRE teacher, it will be better for you. It will enhance, your capacity even for the children. If you are a teacher CRE, but any teacher can do the instruction.
So in short,
Yes.
every Friday, in short, maybe
Yes.
class teacher should conduct PPI in solar class.
Yes, correct.
And because we have the administration organizing for the session, and now, for example, not even for example, it's the real thing that we do. We always do it every Friday. So, if we have the visitors who are coming in our school, is it possible for us immediately we finish the session and plan for it?
Immediately you finish the session,
After
the session for the chaplain,
yes,
or the visitor.
everything is done, especially the parade.
Yes.
And then immediately we finish that one, we can organize for the scheme or all those planning.
How can you see?
Yes, teacher, I haven't gotten this. Yes.
Now the fact with us.
Yes.
Information is power.
Correct.
Yes. So whatever we used to do, we know what we were doing now, whether we were doing a wrong thing
Or the right thing.
a right thing.
You are right.
Yes, and we don't take these sessions that you are giving us for granted. Yes, we are learning and we have been growing. Yes, so mwalimu ajue that whatever we have been doing, it is not the right thing to do. You have clarified that an administration can come up with something like a taboo or whatever, yes, that works for them. So that is what we have been doing. And we have not said that we are going to stop it after this session. Yes, I think that is what is pinching Mwalimu over there. Yes, we are not going to stop what we have been doing. But now we have got the tips of what is to be done. Yes, as far as the PPI is concerned. Yes, so you have said that it can be done, but not always. So always we need to teach it in class. We scheme and we plan for it, and the teacher goes there to teach it. Yes, with an outcome at the end of the lesson. Now, that is what we are supposed to do always. But now, sometime we can decide to have it collectively on the assembly ground. Yes, so the one that is done on assembly ground, there is no way you can scheme for it. Yes, because we are going to handle different classes at the same time. Yes, so when we are not deleting whatever we have been doing, but we have the fact with us now. We can only adjust and see if we can come to the right thing. Yes. So I think that is okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
What we can do sometimes, okay, maybe as a suggestion, we can organize assembly, okay, and inform our chaplain to come a little bit early, okay, but not early, just normal class, then the normal class hour, but we give the chaplain around 15 to 25 minutes. Anafanya kazi yake, tunaimba assembly, is just conducting assembly and prayers on assembly, okay. On that assembly tuko na Waislamu hapo, tuko na nani, kila mtu yuko hapo. Shawana, everybody is there because it is an assembly. So those prayers will be conducted on assembly. Then after assembly, our first lesson we go for PPI. Okay? Our first lesson on Friday, then we go for that. That way, we have catered for every child, including again now our Muslims. So the Muslims, they now go for whatever they wanted, and the Christians remain in the wherever they are. That is one way that maybe we would strike a balance, so that we still continue with. We don't get shocked. We don't shock whatever that is going on. The chaplain, the priest, the pastor comes, anaendelea tu na shughuli yake, lakini tunafanya hiyo shughuli kwa kama assembly, kwenye assembly. Matangazo yanatangazwa, yeye ana preach, anatuombea, tunaimba, okay, na tunamaliza shughuli ya church. Baada ya pale tunaanza lessons. Lesson 1 is PPI. Okay? Lesson 1 is PPI. So PPI, wanafunzi wa Islamu pia huwa wanajifundisha kitu fulani cha madrasa. Sasa huwa tunawanyima sana. Okay? Tunawanyima opportunity ya kusoma pillars za Islam. Shawana. Inaweza wasaidia.
Okay, this is clear. Okay. We have like a duration of 2 hours. Is it important? This is my suggestion. According to me, is it good that you can increase like 1 hour? 1 hour and then the other 1 hour join PPI.
It is not bad. What I suggest is you are in safe hands, okay? You are in safe hands of the deputy director of the school, okay? They'll always give you the support, isn't it? They'll always give you the support and common ground, so that all of you are moving, you are running on the same course. Cindy? So you just sit down together with them, and then you strike a balance of whatever you are, so that you are not, downtrodden. How you are not trampled on, and whatever your needs are accommodated, and also the curriculum needs are also accommodated. Okay, all of you move together. Sawa sawa.